everybody, it's time for our weekly video, but I thought I would just insert a quick preface here to give you a real-time update on our hurricane restoration efforts here in Galveston. This hurricane barrel was a big wind event, but it didn't do a lot of other damage, and most things are unharmed other than a lot of debris, trees down, palm trees snapped, and the city's been doing a fantastic job, as have the residents, getting everything picked up and back in order. Power is restored on most of the island now. There's a couple of pockets that still don't have it, but the island is open for business. And summer is so important for these small mom and pop businesses. For them to lose a week or two of business is just devastating. So if you were thinking of coming down to Galveston this week, come on down. The island is open. There's a lot to do. As I said, almost everything has power now, and it looks great out there. As far as work going on at the house itself, unfortunately, and I can blame this on Joe, Joe's family came down with COVID and she gave it to me. So we have been very sick and quarantined here at the Lucas apartment, and I've been unable to get back to the house and do anything down there with the kind of storm repairs that were necessary. If you saw the midweek video, my husband and I came down right as the storm was passing and did a few quick things to secure the house, but otherwise I haven't been able to get back there. So I'm not sure if we'll be open for tours on Wednesday. It just depends on how we're doing, but we'll be back open soon. So if you were thinking of coming down to take a tour, just keep an eye on our website and we'll post updates. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Let's get into the video. Hi, I'm Janie. Welcome to the League-Kempner House here in Galveston, Texas. I'm the president of the nonprofit set up to restore and preserve this incredible house and get it open to the public so that everyone can enjoy just how special it is. And today I'm back down in the basement. It's really a ground floor. We call it a basement all the time. It's not. That causes confusion. But we are getting ready to do some work this weekend. Our team of volunteers, Alfred and his crew, were coming in to finish some more framing down here. Heather and I were down here earlier in the week doing a lot of work. Heather finished all the sanding and prep on our kitchen cabinet and getting it ready to paint. We've got it moved aside and covered to clear out this wall over here where a bunch of framing has to go on. And if you watched that last video, I started doing some work on the windows down here. I'm going to take you over and just show you what's going on. It's a different kind of window work than we did upstairs, much smaller scale, but same principles as applied up there. And it's a little bit tight filming over here. I hope this comes out. I've gone upstairs and collected a lot of tools because I started work down here this morning, and what I have are an assortment of scrapers because I tested out a couple earlier this morning and found out what would work. I've gone up to grab a bigger version of one of those and a different carbide scraper, but also a new tool that you haven't seen us use before. And this is one of those specialty tools that doesn't get used much, but when you need it, you need it. And it's got this serrated edge. It's very thin and pliable, and it's made to get windows unstuck where they've been painted over time after time after time and sealed. And I thought when I first started working on this that this was just a fixed pane with a lower sash that raised, and I ran into some problems getting the screen out, which made me start thinking the weight was detached on one side, so I needed to access the weight area to get that weight back on. And when I got that open, I discovered something. So let me take this out and show you what's inside there. And I've already removed, I did it in the last video, but I removed the stop that holds this in. And let me just back up a little bit and talk about these windows. They're really very well crafted for repair. So everything is made to come out, and whoops, and easily, I say easily, I've got it in there a little crooked. Take things out and work on them. So I can remove this window with that stop gone. I can take this chain out. I'm not going to do it right. Screech, I'm not going to do it right now. I'm just going to set that aside. and you can work on everything. So you saw me last time, I took out that weather stripping. I had to get in here and access the compartment where the weights are. Let me grab the phone and see if I can show you that. And I apologize for the lighting if it's hard to see. But here's that pocket, and it's designed to come out. It is on the ground. It's made with a little rabbit edge that fits here with some tiny nails, so it can come out. It's not made to come on and off all the time, but when necessary you can pry that out. I'll take those little nails out, but it lets you access the weight pocket, and you can see the chain is attached, and it actually just came off the window. So that's not too hard of a fix. But what I wanted to look at in here was what's behind here. And it's hard to see, but there's a second weight in here. And that's because that weight goes to this upper sash. So this upper sash was designed to lower, and it can't anymore because of all the paint. So that's where this strange little tool comes in. It's designed to slip in that groove and cut through that paint. And you can try this with other chisels and things, but this is made especially for it, and it's a great tool. It takes a little force, and I'm trying to do it one-handed, so that's not working well. But you can see, you just lay it, flat, what I did, flat to the window, and just keep dragging it down, and eventually it cuts that paint out and works its way back behind that stop. So I'm going to put the phone down and work on that for a minute. Okay, I have freed up the inside, but somebody has caulked it here on the outside, and that's going to be a little more difficult because of the burglar bars. But I'm going to go get I don't have to go get it. I can just reach through here and get it and see if I can work it from the inside. This is probably going to take a while. This is what I call the rule of screws. Everybody's always cooperative, and then there's one you know what that I've spent 45 minutes on. I've almost got it. Okay, this little window is eating my lunch. I have all the tools out here now. I finally got the burglar bar off. It had a 4-inch sheetrock screw in one area, and now I'm trying to get this upper sash unstuck, and I'm kind of tired. I think I'll go have lunch. When all else fails, use your body for leverage. Been over looking for my safety glasses, and once again, they're on my head. I didn't think I was doing anything that needed them, but this is so dirty and it's so incredibly windy outside. Okay. So with this out, you can see the second pulley down here, and that's on that second weight back here. And this window, I don't want to have to take these stops out. The way they're put in, they're a little more difficult to come out. They can come out, but I might damage something. So I think what I'll do is take out this bad weather stripping. This went on for an embarrassingly long amount of time. This is one of those things that sometimes I just roll my own eyes and wonder what the heck I am doing. This window opened and closed fine, the bottom sash. We probably could have just lightly sanded everything and given it a coat of paint, and it would have been fine in this apartment. It's not even required for fire code, and I doubt anyone is ever going to open this window. But part of restoration is trying to put everything back and get it in as close to original condition as we can. We're not trying to remove every sign of age, but this window was so frustrating. It should have been an easy job, and it just wasn't. It was very, very difficult to get this thing out. And I know I'll be glad that I did it the right way and totally refurbished it, but sometimes when you're in the process, you just wonder why you're doing something. Okay, this is where my patience level wanes. Let me show you. I've got it opening and closing really well. These pulleys in the back are in fabulous shape because they probably haven't been used at all since this thing was frozen. And this is original copper chain. But here in the front, where you're more likely to raise and lower, the pulley has broken through the wood and is not sitting right. They've painted the chain. It's ugly. What I should do is completely detach the weight, take off the chain, take it home, clean it and polish it, remove this, swap these out, patch that, which is harder than it looks because it's this entire board right here, which means dismantling this whole side of the window. So now I have a dilemma. What do I do? What I need to do is fix it correctly. I need to dismantle this, fix all these parts, put it back, and have it be functional, and it will last for another 100 years or more, and we won't paint it or gunk it up the way they did. But it's going to add at least probably a couple of days of work to this. But since we have time and no money, we might as well do it. So I'm going to go ponder that for a while, and the best way to approach it. What I can very easily do is take this sash upstairs, get it completely stripped and redone, clean the hardware. I can do this windowsill and all the frame and the board that goes on the top. And I can probably strip this upper sash in place, get all the rest of this weather stripping out of there, and strip the outside. So those are easy things. I think I will start with the easy first and see how I feel when I get that done. I'm going to show you one of my favorite tools. This is a specialty tool, and it's a nail puller, and it looks like a regular pair of pliers, but it's got this extra arc on it. And basically you grab the nail as close to the board as you can get, squeeze it tight, and then just roll. And it takes the nail out relatively straight, super easy. If you try that with a regular pair of pliers, which a lot of people will do, what will happen is it will bend because it doesn't have this roll to pull the head away from the wood. The head stays at the wood and just bends it, whereas this actually creates the pulling motion, and it's great. Okay, this is not good.
Are you in the bathroom?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But look, we have a new problem.
That's water. That's wet.
It's like not just a little wet.
That's a lot wet. And then, is it dripping down from, is it wet up here? Like that. That's dry. So it's this wall. Okay, is it coming up from the bottom?
No.
Down from the top.
Let's go around and look on the other side. Okay. I have to go all the way around. Hopefully, it's a water leak.
Let it be something simple.
No. Even if it were, there's no way for that to get over there.
This is damp. That's damp.
No, that's just regular.
Is it?
That's just regular. Okay, crap. Oh, house.
Why do you vex us so?
No, that's not even the right place because it's right here.
Is this where the wall is? It's not.
Nope, nope, nope. The zoomies. You got the zoomies? Let's go get 'em. Oh, oh. Where you going? Oh, you're too quick for the camera. You're too quick. It's like an obstacle course. Peppy? Peppy?
Pep.
Oh, oh. He went the long way. You went the long way. Goofy boy. Alfred and the gang are back, and they have not seen all my kind of rigged up work we did for steampunk. So Emilio's a little confused by my door hanging technique.
That's good.
But it works.
Hell yeah.
It works.
Good job.
But these guys are back today. We're going to do some more framing in the basement. So we're going to get going. So today we're going to finish out this wall because it's a bit of a tripping hazard. People come in and they're busy looking up and they don't look down at their feet. And then we're going to move on to the chauffeur's quarters and get started in there. It's one of those days that everybody's working and there's not a lot of time for videoing because there's just tons of random stuff going on. Alfred's getting this old, actually it's a modern fan down. It's too low in here. Even I would whack my head on those blades. We'll do something that snugs the ceiling a little closer. I'm in cleaning mode. Alfred has been scavenging stuff and he found this cabinet and these shelves. So I am going to clean them up and start putting our tools in here. And Pepper and Emilio are working on this wall. It's not critical, but it's a safety issue because people come in and they're looking at the basement and not their feet, and the sole plate was already on the ground, so it was a tripping hazard. So we need this wall up so people visually see and pay attention. Plus it just really helps define the space so everyone that comes to tour the house can understand what the layout will be down here. And like always, we've got treated lumber on the ground and up against the brick column, but everything else is untreated here. It's not touching anything with moisture. And let me show you the wood we got. See that red paint on there? There's a reason for that. Stored out here under our porch is a stack of 20-foot 2x4s that Alfred found on sale at McCoy's. He got all of this, we've already used some, for $60. And that's enough to finish framing up our bedroom and the bathroom walls and possibly some of our mechanical room. So that was quite the bargain. Okay, Alfred and Pepper have gone to get some treated lumber because this is an outside brick wall. It's going to have a moisture problem, and Emilio and I have been in here problem solving how to attach it, because normally you do the sole plate bolted in, which we can do, and a top plate bolted in, but we don't know how this ceiling is constructed. We have no idea. And short of getting a jackhammer and doing a lot of damage, we don't really want to bolt into it, but we know the wall is brick, so Emilio has been problem solving, so we're going to bolt some scrap to the wall and then put our studs next to it, and that way we'll be firm to the wall. Because we need it, we don't want it to pull forward, we're going to attach the upper kitchen cabinet up here, so we need it really strong to the wall. So that's a good solution. It doesn't take a lot of extra lumber. We'll use scrap treated instead of whole pieces to do our bolting. I forgot the dirty job. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of stuff. You want the sharpshooter?
No. I'm just gonna stick my arm in. I hope something doesn't.
It's just all mortar and dirt. Alfred's doing the dirty job. This is not an advertisement for volunteering. Nobody's going to want to come.
Right.
Alfred's doing the dirty job. This is not an advertisement for volunteering. Nobody's going to want to come. This is not an advertisement for volunteering. Nobody's going to want to come. Right. Nobody's going to want to come.
that.
So what does it feel like? Does it feel like mortar?
No, like sand.
Well, sand, but yeah, so it's the sand out of it.
All of this is just mortar that has deteriorated from between the bricks inside the chimney and fallen down. And it's a little bit disturbing because there's so much of it. It makes you wonder about the condition of those bricks in the chimney and how well they'll hold. But normally we just leave it here, but we need it below the level of this old ceramic pipe so that we can get in there and seal this up. This is going to be a closet, and we don't want that debris filtering down and coming through. So here is Emilio's problem solving on our header. We used a 2x4 that we could anchor into this wall because it's brick. And then we've had to add a 1/2-inch piece of treated plywood as a spacer and another 2x4. We ran out of the free treated 4x4s, so we're just making our own. And when it finishes, it's the proper width. So once he finishes that one, we'll move on to building out this wall. All right, Pepper and Emilio are moving right along. These guys have been such a blessing to this house. I don't know what we would have done without them. Things are really moving along here in the basement, and we are getting very close to starting work on the roof. It has been a very, very busy time for the house in terms of construction since the beginning of the year, and things aren't slowing down at all. So be sure and subscribe and turn on your notifications so you can join us here every week at the League-Kempner House in Galveston. We're a nonprofit. We appreciate your support, and we will see you back next Sunday.